The first interesting concept I learned in Build a Tower, Build a Team TED Talk by Tom Wujek would be when he stated college majors of business school usually have more uh-oh moments, referred to as performing poorly on 152, than the Tada structure teams referred to as performs well, which he said were kindergartners on 210. I personally would have never thought that to be true. But he makes good points, that the educated college kids take too long trying to come up with the right plan, and only try one time with their marshmallows. And it ends up failing for them anyway. But on the other hand, the little kids will build prototypes, he says on 301, trying out different ways and getting creative with the structures. Another concept from Tom Wujek's TED Talk I learned and found interesting was when he showed the graphs of the groups, who are less successful to most successful. But when it came down to winning 10,000, they all came out being unsuccessful. And Tom states that high stakes have a strong impact on 720, as in they were under a lot of pressure and felt like they needed to do the best they could, but ended up doing the opposite, probably caused from stressing. A few months later, he tried the same thing and got better results from the same groups. I find that most interesting because it shows how people learn their lesson just after one time messing up and realizing what they need to do differently for what they really want. Moving on to why good leaders make you feel safe, TED Talk by Simon Sinek. The first concept I learned and found interesting was when he stated that these better people aren't attracted to the concept of serving, but from the environment they're in, he says on 230. I see that as the environment you grow up in and the different things you see and experience, good or bad, is what really steers you in the right direction in your future. One more concept would be when Simon was explaining that parents would never lay off their children. So why would they do it to the people in their organization? But instead to coach them on their mistakes, he says on 715. And I believe people would be much happier with their jobs and always trying their best without being scared of getting fired, because instead they would know that they will get help if they need it. Moving on to the two interesting concepts I've learned from this week's assignments of reading. First would be from lecture notes, Managing Conflict in Relationship, Chapter 9, Defensive Climates and Supportive Climates, along with learning all the different conflict styles of communicating. It really taught me what kind of listener and communicator I am. I can also improve my communication with family members, friends, classmates, teachers, and really anyone, just by using the supportive climates instead of the defensive climates. One more thing I've learned from the Communicating in Groups Chapter 10 would be all the different types of groups that come together and the meaning of what they do exactly. I feel like these notes would really help me out, because I'm really bad when it comes to group work and always shy, never really knowing what to say. Social rules page 3 would play a big part in group work and something I will work at for sure. All in all, I've learned a lot about communicating concepts and will definitely start using them for real-world conversations that I have.